Artisan goat cheese, making fresh, soft goat cheese. Creating your own artisan goat cheese is a journey into one of the oldest culinary traditions in human history. There is something deeply satisfying about taking a gallon of fresh milk and, with just a bit of heat and a gentle touch, transforming it into a creamy, tangy masterpiece that rivals anything you would find at a high-end creamery. In this guide, we will walk through the entire process of making fresh, soft goat cheese, often called chèvre, at home. We will cover the essential equipment, the chemistry of curdling, and the crucial legal landscape you need to navigate if you ever decide to share your creations beyond your own kitchen. The heart of the craft. Why goats? Artisan cheesemaking starts with the milk. Goat milk is unique because its fat globules are smaller than those in cow milk, making it naturally homogenized. This gives goat cheese that signature melt-in-your-mouth texture. From a nutritional standpoint, it is often easier to digest, but for the artisan, the real draw is the flavor profile: bright, citrusy, and slightly earthy. When you make your own, you are in control of that flavor. You can decide how long to drain the curds for a fluffy spread or a firm log. You can choose to use lemon juice for a sharp, quick curdling, or traditional cultures for a deeper, more complex tang. A note on the artisan label. What makes a cheese artisan? It isn't just a fancy word on a label. Artisan cheese making implies a handcrafted process. It means you are paying attention to the temperature of the milk, the clean break of the curd, and the delicate way you ladle the cheese into the cloth. It is a slow food practice that values quality over quantity, understanding the legal landscape.
Dairy is one of the most
Before we
heavily
get our hands
regulated
milky,
food groups in the world.
we have to talk about the strictly part of your request.
It is also
the law. Dairy is one of the most heavily regulated food groups in the world because, while it is delicious, it is also a potentially hazardous food if handled incorrectly. Personal versus commercial use. If you are making cheese for yourself, your family, or as a gift for friends, you generally fall under the radar of most food safety authorities. However, the moment you exchange that cheese for money, whether at a farmer's market or to a local restaurant, you enter a different world of regulation. U.S. laws and cottage food. In the United States, many states have cottage food laws that allow people to sell home-baked goods or jams. However, dairy is almost universally excluded from these exceptions. To sell goat cheese legally, you typically need a licensed creamery. This often means a separate kitchen or facility that is not your home kitchen. Inspection. Your facility and your water source must be inspected by the Department of Agriculture or a similar state agency. Pasteurization requirements. In many jurisdictions, fresh, unaged, soft cheeses must be made from pasteurized milk. Selling raw goat cheese is often illegal unless it has been aged for at least 60 days
in Canada,
at temperatures
the
not less than 35 degrees.
With federal oversight
International
by the CFIA.
perspectives. In
In
Canada,
the UK,
the regulations are even stricter, with federal oversight by the CFIA. In the UK, while there is a strong tradition of small-scale farmhouse cheesemakers, you still must register as a food business with your local authority and follow strict hygiene regulations, HACCP. The bottom line, always check your specific state or provincial dairy laws. Many small-scale producers start by joining a local dairy guild to navigate the paperwork. Essential equipment for the home creamery. You don't need an industrial lab to make great cheese, but you do need tools that are non-reactive. Goat milk is acidic, and it will pick up a metallic taste if you use aluminum or cast iron. Stainless steel pot. A heavy-bottomed pot is best. It distributes heat evenly and prevents the milk from scorching. Digital thermometer. Accuracy is everything. A few degrees can be the difference between a creamy curd and a rubbery one. Butter muslin or fine cheesecloth. Standard grocery store. Cheesecloth is often too loose. Look for 90-grade muslin to ensure you don't lose your curds down the drain. Long-bladed knife for cutting the curds. Stainless steel. Slotted spoon for gentle stirring and ladling. Colander and large bowl to catch the whey. Don't throw the whey away. It's great for baking or garden compost. The ingredients. Simplicity at its best. The ingredient list for a fresh chèvre is surprisingly short. Fresh goat milk. If you can get it fresh from a local farm, that's ideal. If buying from a store, avoid ultra-pasteurized UP or ultra-high temperature UHT milk. The high heat used in those processes changes the protein structure so much that the milk won't form a solid curd. The coagulant. This is what turns the milk into cheese. You have two main paths. The quick method, using an acid like lemon juice or white vinegar. This results in a ricotta-style goat cheese that is ready in a couple of hours. The traditional method, using a mesophilic starter culture and a tiny bit of rennet. This takes 12 to 24 hours but produces the classic creamy chèvre texture. Salt, use cheese salt or a non-iodized sea salt. Iodine can interfere with the beneficial bacteria and give the cheese an off flavor. Step by step. The quick artisan method, lemon vinegar. This is the perfect starting point for a beginner. It's fast, rewarding, and produces a cheese that is incredible on a bagel or crumbled over a salad. Step 1. Heating the milk. Pour 1 quart or 1 liter of fresh goat milk into your pot. Set the heat to medium-low. You want to bring the milk to 180 degrees or 82 degrees. Stir frequently with your slotted spoon. You'll notice the milk getting foamy and smelling sweet. Do not let it boil. Step 2, adding the acid. Once you hit 180 degrees, remove the pot from the heat. Add 1/4 cup of lemon juice or 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. Stir very gently, just once or twice, to incorporate. Step 3, the rest cover the pot and let it sit undisturbed for 15 to 30 minutes. When you peek inside, you should see clear yellowish liquid whey and white clumps, curds. If it still looks like milk, add another tablespoon of acid and wait another 10 minutes. Step 4, draining. Dampen your cheesecloth with water. This prevents the cheese from sticking to the cloth. And line your colander with it. Set the colander over a bowl. Carefully ladle the curds into the cloth. Step 5, finding your texture. Let the cheese drain for about 1 to 2 hours. For a spreadable cheese, drain for 1 hour. For a firmer cheese, drain for 3 hours or overnight in the fridge. Step 6, salting and flavoring. Transfer the curds to a bowl. Add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is also the time to get creative. Add fresh dill, cracked black pepper, or even a drizzle of honey and lavender. Step by step. The traditional artisan method, culture and rennet. If you want that authentic silky log of goat cheese, this is the method to use. It requires a bit more patience but very little active work. Step 1, warming the milk. Heat your goat milk to a much lower temperature, 86 degrees or 30 deg. This is the happy place for mesophilic bacteria. Step 2, inoculating. Sprinkle a packet of mesophilic starter culture like MM100 or a specific chèvre starter over the surface. Let it sit for 2 minutes to rehydrate, then stir it in with an up and down motion. Step 3, adding rennet. Rennet is a powerful enzyme. You only need a tiny amount, usually 1 or 2 drops diluted in 1/4 cup of cool, unchlorinated water. Stir the diluted rennet into the milk for 30 seconds, then still the milk with your spoon so it isn't swirling. Step 4, the long wait. Cover the pot and leave it at room temperature around 70 degrees to 75 degrees for 12 to 18 hours. During this time, the bacteria are eating the lactose and producing lactic acid, while the rennet is knitting the proteins together. You're looking for a clean break. If you stick a knife in, the curd should split sharply around it. Step 5, ladling and draining. Don't pour this curd. It is delicate. Use a ladle to gently move large slices of curd into your cheesecloth. Tie the corners of the cloth and hang it over a bowl to drain for 6 to 12 hours. Pro tips for perfect goat cheese. Temperature control. If your house is too cold, the traditional method will take much longer. You can put your pot inside an unlit oven with the light on to keep it slightly warm. Sanitization. This is the most important pro tip. Boil your spoons and cheesecloth before use. You want to grow the good bacteria, not the mold from your kitchen counter. The whey. Goat milk whey is high in protein. Use it as a substitute for water in bread recipes. It makes the crust incredibly soft. Storage. Fresh goat cheese doesn't have preservatives. It will stay fresh in your fridge for about 1 to 2 weeks. You can also freeze it, though the texture might become slightly more crumbly after thawing. Creative variations for your artisan batch. Once you have mastered the basic soft cheese, the artisan in you can start to play. Ash ripened, sprinkle a thin layer of food-grade vegetable ash over the outside of your cheese log. It looks stunning and helps neutralize the surface pH, creating a different flavor profile. The flower power log. Roll your finished cheese in edible dried flowers like rose petals, calendula, and cornflowers. It's a showstopper for any brunch. Marinated chèvre. Shape the cheese into small balls, the size of a truffle, and submerge them in a jar of extra virgin olive oil with garlic cloves, rosemary sprigs, and peppercorns. Troubleshooting common issues. My milk didn't curdle. This is usually due to the milk being ultra-pasteurized. Check the label. If it's regular pasteurized milk, you might just need a little more acid or a bit more heat. My cheese is too goaty or funky. The goaty flavor comes from the breakdown of fatty acids. This happens faster if the milk is older or if it wasn't cooled quickly after milking. Use the freshest milk possible for a clean, mild flavor. The cheese is too dry. You probably drained it for too long. No worries. You can fix it by stirring in a tablespoon or two of heavy cream or even a little bit of the reserved whey until it reaches the desired consistency. Conclusion: the joy of the craft. Making artisan goat cheese is a blend of science, art, and patience. It connects you to the source of your food and gives you a product that is far superior to anything mass-produced. Whether you're spreading it on a warm baguette or gifting a herb-crusted log to a neighbor, the pride of saying, "I made this," is the best ingredient of all. Remember to keep your equipment clean, your temperatures precise, and your eye on the local laws if you plan to go professional. Happy cheese making.